remarks here today. And then we're going to go over to the other building where we're going to set up, hello, Mayor, where we're going to do the actual ribbon cutting. It's a smaller area there, so we're doing all the remarks here. This is an active industrial site, the area that you're in here. As long as we stay in the two buildings that we're in today, you don't have to wear a hard hat, safety vest, steel-toed boots. The one thing I will tell you, if you happen to hear 3 loud bursts of a horn, that means to evacuate either through the front or back doors and head out to the muster point where you came in the building here today. Thank you all. Once folks are seated, we'll get going.
Please have a seat. Don't be shy. Let's go.
It's been a while.
Folks, come on in and have a seat. More up front.
All good? Do we miss anyone? We're good? Okay. Corwin? Excellent. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I'm Corinne Rouget. I'm the CEO of the municipal water business of Veolia in North America. And I'm personally very excited to be with all of you today and to welcome you in this conference space. This is not the heart of the action. You got that. We'll go and visit the room and do some fun ribbon cutting stuff a bit later. But that room is a bit too small to welcome everyone here. It's a very important day today because this is years of a partnership that's really going, thanks to your collective leadership, into a new era. We started discussions with you, Mrs. Mayor, and you, Gassan, I would say 3 years ago, roughly, around can we bring a new era of innovation in the community of New Orleans? And this is it today. You'll see what that means. But I just want to say one thing, which is this is way more than a room with a bunch of data and computers and with some graphics in there. This is really a different way of doing public service in this community. And I hope you'll feel that when, not in my words, but really in the way our people talk about what they do and the service that they give to this community here in New Orleans. I also want to thank all of you elected officials, public servants who are here and who've all contributed in one way or another to this realization. It's thanks to your service that we are able to serve you in a better way. So thank you very much also for being here with us today. And with that, I will introduce Fred Van Imst, CEO of Veolia North America. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So happy to be with you here today with a lot of friends, a lot of officials, a lot of team members for this important day. I think this is a very key day for water in this country. Not only because President Biden is today in Milwaukee announcing important things in terms of lead and copper and building a way to address the water crisis in this country, then that's an important event, but also because I think water will be entering into a new era with an upgrade that we will be ribbon cutting together today. Then very, very important day. And a very important day for water. And water, as you all know, is absolutely key. Water is life, water is health, water is quality of life, water is environmental justice, because most of the time the poorest people are the ones who are suffering the problems of water. And water is also jobs. This week is very busy in this city because there is WEFTEC. I heard that there are 19,000 people participating to WEFTEC. That shows that a lot of jobs, and they there will be more and more jobs linked to water in the years to come to face the crisis. And there is really a water crisis, because there's climate change, because there is need for investment in infrastructure, because there are new regulations, because there are more and more licensed operators that are retiring, and as a combination of all of that, clearly more and more pressure on water, which means pressure on health, which means pressure on economical growth, then a water crisis. And I think facing this water crisis, New Orleans is really an example. Is an example for this country, United States, and you know that with Veolia we have a global view. We are working in more than 40 countries, in many cities around the world. I think that what is done, what has been done over the past years here, and that is entering into a new era today, is an example that more and more cities in this country will probably follow. This city has gone through a journey to become a smart city, a resilient city, and an even more human city. Resilient city, I think that's obvious. New Orleans is under the level of the sea. New Orleans has been facing a lot of hurricanes, you know, Katrina nearly 20 years ago. And resilience is not the absence of crisis. Resilience is the capability to transform a crisis into a solution for the future, rebounding on problems, transforming them into solutions. And I think that really New Orleans is an example of resiliency. I think now, with upgrade, New Orleans will become an example in terms of smart city. You'll see it in a few minutes. Karine mentioned it. Upgrade is software, artificial intelligence, with all the information we gathered everywhere around the world, with obviously sensors, with real data, capability to manage the plant, to do more efficiency, then great tool. And here today we are implementing the first upgrade in the United States. Again, an example for many other cities in the country. And yes, we can applaud. And human, I said, an example as a resilient city, as a smart city, and as a human city. I think I don't need to convince you, I don't need to convince Mayor Cantrell or any of you. New Orleans is probably an even more human city than many others everywhere around this country or in the world. And behind what we're doing together, it's also an example of even more human city. For many reasons. First, because behind the tools, behind upgrade, there is human expertise. It's not artificial intelligence alone. It's really the combination of technology and human expertise. And I'm happy to see so many people from our teams, the city teams, the Veolia team here. I think we're very proud to bring this expertise. Then human because of these teams, and human because if New Orleans is such a model for the United States, it's also because of people. It's because of Mayor Cantrell, it's because of you, Gassan, and all the teams and council members, because a vision was needed. And you know, in terms of water, sometimes there's a lack of vision, because to address water challenges, you need to think about midterm, about long term, and not only about a few years. And I think we can again be altogether very proud today, because we are entering into a new era, and that's thanks to this long-term vision in action. And thank you very much for that. It's also for us the way to celebrate today a long-term partnership. I think 32 years since 1992, going through many crises, and trust has been built step by step, very strongly these few last years. And then for all of that, again, a big day for this country, a big day for water, a big day for New Orleans, and our long-term partnership between New Orleans and Veolia. Thank you very much. And now I will not be longer. I told Mayor Cantrell my speech will be less than an hour. Then I think I've respected my promise. But now, more importantly, let's welcome Mayor LaToya Cantrell, the best mayor, water mayor in the United States, and my good friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Fred.
very much.
Well, good morning. And thank you again so much, Fred, and just to the Veolia family in the spirit of partnership. You know, a vision is absolutely necessary. And having the courage to see that vision and to realize that vision and understanding that it's not easy, but it's necessary. So I just thank, of course, just the entire, of course, Sewerage and Water Board, no doubt about it, but Veolia. This is a big deal for the city of New Orleans. This is a big deal for the United States of America. And for the first hub center to be here, and it's here because the city of New Orleans is doing the right thing. We're making the investments, building for the future, and the future is right now. So I'm so excited about, again, us moving into the digital age. And yes, long history this city has had, our utility with Veolia. But having a real opportunity, I would say, since I know I've been mayor 6 years now, to look at how we can strengthen our partnership, how we can get a little bit more, right? Fair share, kind of tied to that as well. But a partnership has to be a win-win. And so with the city having this hub, first in the country, setting the tone for many of cities that will follow, and my brother and sister mayors around this country. Absolutely in the spirit of partnership with the New Orleans City Council. But let me tell you, when we asked, we demonstrated at the same time that we were ready. We were already investing in power sources, renewable energy platforms. And what's happening in our city relative to the power complex is transformational for generations to come. That's legacy. That's us. And that is, again, building for the future. I didn't look at my notes at all. Lord have mercy. I'm like, wait a minute. So what I wanted to say, I wanted to acknowledge, of course, our council members who are here. Councilman King, thank you. You serve on the Sewerage and Water Board. We appreciate that. Councilman Oliver Thomas, of course, District E, no stranger at all to infrastructure and also what it takes, I would say, to get things done. But what we're doing now, unprecedented, and we should really all be thankful for it. Wastewater is one component, but as you know, we do drainage, but also drinking water. And so with our president being in Milwaukee today, speaking about that, that's just another step that this city is taking through our utility that many other cities are just attempting to do, but we're ready. So again, holistically, we're making the investments, and leadership matters. You know when you have it, and let me tell you, immediately, you know when you don't. When I came in as mayor and taking over as it relates to our Sewerage and Water Board utility, I had an interim in place, no doubt. But I had to take the time, one interim that I inherited, another that I had to put in place so that we can find the best leader that understood not only the vision, but what it would take to stand tall in the midst of the challenges. Looking near and far, we were able to, after 4 interims, bring forth our executive director, Mr. Ghazan Corbin, and you have been a strong partner, a strong leader, and I can't think of anyone else that I could have been partnered with to get us to where we are now, but where this city is going. The best is truly yet to come because of our partnership. Thank you, Ghazan. Come on up.
Wow, what do you do with that? I always dread following the mayor speaking. So, good morning, everybody. Three words that come to mind as I was preparing for addressing this audience this morning: alignment, resiliency, and maybe more of a phrase, being taken for granted. And ironically, today we're here at a place where I would bet you 95% of our population don't even know where this place is, much less what it does. And we are taken for granted because we do what we need to do to serve our community. So with that, you know, I think back about 5 years ago when I was selected to lead this utility, and one of the first things we did is we created a vision, we created a strategic plan, and we created priorities. And one of the priorities was automation. And we knew that, you know, to achieve resiliency and efficiency, automation and technology is key ingredient for that. And then came our partners of 30 plus years, and with a great suggestion and recommendation, and it was just perfect alignment, right? We've been automating just about everything we can in the utility, whether it's smart meters, whether our power generation, that, you know, we're heading in the right direction. We're about a year away from, actually less than, maybe 8 months, from unveiling a $300 million complex. So it's all coming together in the most beautiful way, really, to be honest with you, just the efficiencies and serving our public. But that comes because the accountability and the push that the mayor puts on us, right? And council members that are holding us accountable every day to do the best job we can. And I'll be remiss, obviously, if I don't thank the team, whether it's the Veolia team, like behind the scenes, and my team, whether it's Ann or Corwin or everybody else who have really accepted these responsibilities, and every day they just do whatever they need to do a better job. And in a nutshell, what this upgrade is going to do is going to bring real-time data to allow for better decisions, and brings efficiency and cost-saving measures so we can spend our ratepayers' money more responsibly. This is what this is all about today. It's, you know, it's technology and all that, but at the end of the day, serving our community much better. So with that, I'm very excited about where this is going to lead. This is just the beginning, obviously, and where we're heading is very exciting. I know twice you've mentioned Milwaukee. That's where I come from. I'd be remiss if I don't acknowledge one of my, I would say, mentor, friend, everything to me in terms of professional, and Kevin Schaefer, who runs our the Milwaukee's Metropolitan Sewerage District. So I'm so happy and elated that you're here, Kevin. We call each other brothers. So we're very excited, but what is happening in Milwaukee is very meaningful to the nation, but obviously to us. The president is announcing a new regulation that comes from the EPA relative to the removal of lead lines across the nation, get the lead out. We are about to unveil our inventory of the city of where lead lines exist and how many. We'll be reaching out to individual property owners, telling them just that. And at the beginning of next year, 2025, we'll be unveiling the first lead service line removal program in the city in the most meaningful way possible.
One of the first in the United States of America.
Absolutely. So,
Absolutely. That's a big deal.
the good thing, I just need to acknowledge that this is a mandate that's uniquely partly funded. So we are gaining $84 million by the end of this year that we'll be putting to good use in terms of removing the lead lines out of our city and making our city safe. So with that, thank you so much. And not sure who's following me. I think, yep, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gassan. Good morning, everyone. I am DeShannon Cobb, Communications and Community Relations for Veolia North America. And I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out today. Thank you, Karine, Fred, Gassan, Madam Mayor. Thank you for always supporting Veolia and Veolia's efforts. So I'm here to introduce our elected officials this morning. Congressman Troy Carter is on the agenda, but unfortunately, he sends his regrets. He could not be here. He's still working on some matters that happened with the flooding down in South Lafourche Parish. So he just sends his regards, but he's very happy about the vision and about what the community, what the investment this is for the community. So he's very happy about that. So now I'll introduce our Councilman Oliver Thomas, who is no stranger, as the mayor said, to this community. This is his native community, and he represents this community in District 3. I'm sorry, in District E. After Councilman Oliver Thomas will be our Councilman Freddie King III. He represents the Algiers area, the West Bank plant where we provide services and operations as well. So after those individuals speak, we will have a short video and then closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, DeShannon, and to Fred and Karine and the Veolia family and all who are gathered here today. More people are affected negatively throughout the world by the lack of a reliable or potable water source in all of the wars and battles combined. So, Mayor, what we're doing here is not only extremely important just for this region and this city, what Veolia is doing in their partnership with the Sewerage and Water Board in New Orleans is important to the world. How do we collect and use data to create the kind of intelligence where we move forward? Well, I really appreciated my conversation last night with Karine and Fred, because though we talked technology and we talked about water and sustainability and resiliency, what I liked was the company brought it back to people. People. And Fred, the most important part of the conversation that I had with you last night, especially was given the challenges that we're dealing with water, was that how do we begin to recapture water so that we don't affect the earth, but that we can reuse the recaptured water to put it back into the lives of families and the businesses of people. And to know that your company and your Veolia family is already thinking in those terms tells me that this company not only thinks about its profit, but there's another P word, it thinks about the planet. I wrote a piece years ago for Earth Day that was put in a capsule that was dug up 20 years later. And I've always amazed, Madam Mayor, at how complicated climate change and, global discussions about the weather and rising seas and meteorological and all of those things that scientists talk about. But in that piece that I wrote, it was a really simple comment, Councilmember King. It said, Earth sustains life. No Earth, no what? No life. So we can complicate it all we want. But what the Veolia family is doing is saying, let's use that data and let's use that intelligence so that we can improve life.
Good morning. I'm going to keep my comments short. I want to start off by thanking Mayor Cantrell for her leadership. You mentioned it. You know you have leadership. You know you don't have it, and it's your leadership that got us to this point. Mr. Gassan, Mr. Corbin, also thank you for your leadership. It's not an easy job you have, and you kept with it, and you got us here to this point. And also want to thank the Veolia family for their leadership getting us here. The Mayor Cantrell, as she mentioned, I sit on the Sewerage and Water Board, and she always says this when we go over different wins. She will say, "That's a win, and you can't make it up." Or she said, "That's progress, and you can't make it up." Well, this is a win today. This is progress. This is going to affect generations positively for years to come, and you can't make it up. I think it's a big deal. We should recognize how big of a deal this is today. So I want to thank everyone for having me here. Thank you for making this happen, Madam Mayor, Mr. Corbin, Veolia, and just looking for better things or more of this in the future for our entire city. Thank you.
Technology has transformed everything in your daily life. But what about the systems that provide the world's most vital resource? America's water treatment plants and distribution systems are ripe for innovation and improvement. Veolia North America is at the forefront of this transformation, leveraging cutting-edge solutions to drive sustainable water management. Let's learn more. Introducing Hubgrade by Veolia, a powerful cloud-based suite of solutions that combines our digital capabilities with decades of operational expertise in one centralized platform. Hubgrade empowers water system operators to improve every part of the system that delivers high-quality water from treatment to tap, optimizing energy and chemical use, reducing water losses, forecasting treatment needs and loads, planning infrastructure investments, and meeting sustainability goals.
As a project manager, I need accurate real-time data to monitor contract compliance, to optimize operations, and to proactively plan for upcoming events. Hubgrade has streamlined our processes, improved efficiency, and provided valuable insights. It tracks chemical and energy use, identifies overconsumption areas, and can adjust treatment to identify cost-saving opportunities while enhancing system performance.
Before Hubgrade, I spent hours compiling reports from various data sources, usually on paper. Now, I can generate comprehensive reports with just a few clicks, freeing up valuable time for critical tasks and engaging with my operations crew. The dynamic monitoring and advanced analytics enable data-driven decisions that maximize our assets and optimize operations. Integrating Hubgrade into our daily operations has been key to our project success and positively impacts the community we serve.
Hubgrade promotes data transparency and operational compliance through its robust features and advanced analytics. It provides insights to your experts, bolstering their skills and judgment with advanced technical assistance. Hubgrade has a proven track record worldwide, delivering impressive results in efficiency and sustainability across water management projects.
At the heart of Hubgrade lies a team of dedicated analysts and experts, backed by Veolia's 170 years in water and wastewater treatment. This vast operational presence allows us to benchmark and analyze data with the help of industry experts. Whether one needs to troubleshoot or proactively improve operations, we are ready to offer valuable insights and recommendations. In crises such as extreme weather events or equipment failures, Hubgrade enables seamless communication and collaborative management, drawing on insights from similar situations. This drives fast and informed decisions when it counts the most.
Tailored to meet unique needs and integrate with existing systems, Hubgrade by Veolia is a trusted partner for municipalities of all sizes, ensuring robust cybersecurity and data protection. Take your water data intelligence to the next level with Hubgrade from Veolia.
Thank you all. For media here, we can get you a copy of this video, and we're going to momentarily go over to the other room where we're going to cut the ribbon on the room with the white walls and big display screen so you can get all the footage you need there as well. We've got time for a couple of questions here on the substance of today's announcement, if anyone has them. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Fred, do you want to take these?
In layman's terms, if you could explain to people how this water is going to be different, or how it's processed different than how it is now.
Sure. I want to offer the chance to our heads of operation. Yeah, here. The short answer is it'll be the same water, only better.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, the water will be the same, but it will be processed more efficiently, because thanks to the data We are collecting and using and analyzing with all the expertise we accumulated worldwide and softwares. We are able to use less chemicals, to anticipate what needs to be done on the networks or in the plant in terms of preventive maintenance, for example. Then it's about better management of the water. It's not changing the water itself. I don't know if I'm answering well to your questions, and feel free, and there are a lot of better experts than me in the room.
Okay. And then I do have another question. This would be for Sewage and Water Board, if someone could answer this. So we know that the Sewage and Water Board has a multi-million-dollar project in the works to replace the pipes throughout the city that are more than 100 years old. How will this new technology and partnership help with that process?
Well, we're improving our infrastructure on multiple fronts. So the distribution system or the collection system are one component, and improving that really is a standalone improvement. This is what we're here is to talk about the process where when we collect the wastewater, what do we do with it? How do we do it more efficiently by monitoring the levels in the water, and what chemicals do we need and when do we need it? So they're two separate, but obviously it's part of a larger picture of improving all components of our infrastructure.
Right. And then I know you said this is being done somewhere else in the country, right? Where are some of the other locations, I guess, where you have
This is the first here.
No, that's the first in the country.
Oh, so this is the first.
Yeah, it is really the first in the country. We have already upgraded, as you saw in the video, in a few other countries, but there was no city implementing it yet in the US. And that's the first one. Again, here, New Orleans is showing the path. And again, I think behind your questions, and there is this idea again of vision and of partnership, because on water, again, if you want to address the problems for the communities, you must not have a 2-3 years vision. You need to have a long-term vision. And what you invest today is not always with a return next week or next year, but it's a return for the next generations. And there will be more and more pressure on water everywhere. What is done here is really solving problems for the future generations in the city and in the country. And vision and partnership. I think it's a great example here of a wonderful public-private partnership. Water is a common good. Then water has to be under the control of public authorities, because they are the ones elected to be in charge of the interest of the communities. Then it has to stay under public responsibility. But private can bring expertise, can bring technology, can bring teams, passionate people, and then finding the right combination between public taking the decisions, having the vision and the strategy, and a company with the expertise we have worldwide to bring the day-to-day operations. That's public-private partnership, and I think that's a great solution to address the water crisis in this country. And again, New Orleans will have been a model
Absolutely.
for many other cities.
And then I have one last question, I'm sorry. I saw in the video, based on the AI technology, you guys will be able to identify faster if it's a problem with one of the issues, say it's a weather event or something. So is that going to be helpful for things like hurricanes that come into the city and, being able to identify that and fix the problem a lot quicker?
Oh, absolutely. The sooner you know of an issue, the faster the response can be, and that's part of the resiliency. And how do you manage a disaster or an adverse situation, how you rebound, and how you manage and how you do learn from it and do better the next time. So for certain, yeah.
Thank you.
There's one question back there, and then we'll have to go.
Yes, you all have mentioned that the technology is going to save ratepayers money. So can we talk about how specifically it will save customers?
Well, again, the process is going to from more manual and people watching every minute rather than automation where there'll be sensors strategically situated in the system, in the process itself, detecting levels that are meaningful to us, obviously, and then based on those levels, we can adjust the level of chemicals we need to reach compliance. At the end of the day, we need to return the water that we use back to nature safely. So there are thresholds that we have to maintain, and then that process with automation and knowing in real time what we need to do and adjust, more likely than not, the levels of the chemicals down. Chemicals cost money, so less chemicals, more efficient, and obviously less cost.
So basically it removes that human error component?
Certainly reduce that significantly, yes.
Thank you. At this point, we're going to head on over to the building next door. Folks heading over, they're going to be people to guide you out the front door here and through up the stairs into the brick building across there. Thank you, and we'll see you over there in just a moment. Yeah, yeah. You guys can play. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. And what are you doing down here? Oh, okay. Oh, you're